Hello everybody, how everybody doing? Thank you for stopping past. Thank you for everybody who has stopped past. I hope you all enjoyed all the messages. So, what I have pre-shuffled and laid out is a spread related to Easter. Okay, I like the numerology this year as it relates to the date and the year for Easter, and I wanted to come up here and do an Easter message. So, like I said, all the cards is already out. So I want to first say, it's all different beliefs about Easter. There's all different beliefs about Jesus. So this message potentially can be a trigger, okay? It's really based on your belief. It's based on your curiosity. It's based on what you willing to be open up to. It's based on if you just want to do it because you just can, the rise of yes we can, that energy is there for you and it is what it is, okay? So I wanted to get that quick little rant out before I get into the message, because once I get into the zone I want to stay up in the zone. So I wanted to get all those thoughts out. So let's begin. All right. So I requested for 3 cards. Okay. So mine is just generalized around this message here. I imagine it's going to be so many messages for Easter. But this is just mine. Okay. So what I have here first is from Matthew 7:7. At least a paraphrase. And I'm going to get to that point later on. I just want to go one by one, just to feel the vibration and shift of the messages if I can or cannot. But I'll be able to look over the video after it's recorded and I'll be able to see it for what it's worth. So everything I try to enjoy experience with my viewers, whether you knew or not. So we had the situation of knock and it shall be open to you. When these cards, when I requested cards and they all came out, they hold some unique messages up inside. Knock seems to come with a sense of respect, or it's either coming with a warning. For example, it's a saying out here, not saying it's false or anything like that, I'm just trying to stay neutral, that as humans, when we're going through what we're going through in our transitional period, we have to see Jesus. So it's either the warning of, let me remind you that you got to see me before you come to my Father. Could it be also a negotiation? Meaning, okay, maybe Jesus have a bond with humans and plays the middle person. If you go by the saying, don't nobody come to my Father unless they come through me. So he playing the middle person. So what about if it's a negotiation tactic? Knock and it shall be open unto you. Okay. Now, open unto you, is this like the open conversation? Is it a door that's open? Is it your wish coming true? When you did ask, or whether you prayed or whatever it might have been, whether you burned intentional candles or spell work or prayer or visuals, your rituals of every day, your daily devotion to the entities and deities that is of your selection and how you practice and interact with them, right? So say it is manifesting for you. Maybe the benefit of the manifestation, whether the deity is you yourself also. The manifestation is happening. So in the process of the manifestation happening, what is the whole situation? How did you ask? Did you have a subconscious mind? Did you pay attention to all these particulars? Now that I'm saying something, are these particulars coming to you that maybe you just forgot about, or you weren't conscious of, or it didn't happen the way you want? You know, those kind of situations. Meaning, even to the cross, Jesus said, "Why have you forsaken me?" Those are some powerful words. It's not 100% admitting like, okay, I know I had to go through something, but I thought maybe when I knocked on the door and we was talking about the situation, I thought maybe I wouldn't be here so long. Or is this me transferring the energy from the priest who condemned me because they felt like they have been forsaken, because they wanted to be able to recognize who that disciple was, who was that prophet, who was that child. You know, why you didn't give me that vision? I mean, if you would have told me something, I wouldn't have done it that way. Was it really genuinely his? Was it to transfer the energy as we promote now in a new age, as we talk about this person energy and this energy? How much are we really recognizing the transference of it? What prompt those words? So the knock is what? What is the knock to you? Is it, I broke down so many examples. Could have been any of those. Now I have some tarot cards laid out also. So what also came out is the Six of Cups. The message that it felt like it was really coming to. And the Five of Cups. So if it's about the Six of Cups and the Five of Cups and the primary example that I was in, like I said, when Jesus came out and said, "Who forsaken me," right? This is where the Six of Cups is coming in at, because I can't say that it wasn't personally Jesus. And here's where the Five of Cups come in at. I cannot personally say that was not the pain for the priest. Because maybe they was going through something in the silence that was there between it. So the lack of knowledge is within the Five of Cups in the silence to say. It's not really written, and then maybe somewhere down the line it is written in the religion, but it's not spread it among the socialization of all religions. It might be something that's held to something of elitism inside of this one sector. I'm not sure. But that's where the Five of Cups is coming in with the experience. And once again, it gives the Hangman. So what is the perspective? Am I digging real deep in the perspective? Yes, I am, Because this is all about Easter. It's all about putting out something, a message to help awake, to help people see different, help you go through better days, help you through your rough days, help you ease yourself into transition. How to transition, and in which transition are you going through? So yes, very much so. But at the same time, from a Six of Cups perspective, when you hear the words, "and it shall be opened unto you," you feel worthy. You feel like, I'm honored to have this. I'm worthy of having this. I am just as equal to have this. I'm a participant into this. So the knock could have been the motivation that you had to go through the trials and tribulations that you went through, which would be the Five of Cups. Those trials and tribulations can have you looking at the world different. It could be maturing you where the hangman come in at. It could be it's part of your transition. So the next message we have is coming from Matthew 12:50. Whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother. Whew. Now we're talking about Easter. Let's bring it in. Like, could those words, when it comes to transitioning and bringing something new and changing, because you got to remember, after the resurrection, Saul became Paul. Barnabas became the head and no longer the tail. He made sure the same way Saul treated him to make the economy grow, Barnabas treated Saul. So I don't want to just stay, because Easter's about a resurrection. We got to stay focused on the things that happen after the resurrection. Okay, the things that was going about after the resurrection. So when it comes to it, like, is this a saying, or is this a thesis that maybe need to be rearranged? Could this be the reason men have not been in the home? Because of the heavenly power in the thought of these words? You got your mother and your brother and your sister, but he already announced, heaven, my Father is in heaven. Could it, when it's talking about knock and it shall be open to you, could this be something that is letting you know, hey, you want this type of family, you want this type of relationship, but here in my words, you have too much fear to amend them. Even in the back of the book of Revelations, my last words tell you that whoever take away, I should take away something for you. Is it, do you fear me, really? I mean, honestly, do you really fear me? No, most people look up to meeting Jesus. So it's not really no fear, right? But it could be the lack of the perception, the interpretation, the time zone, the time it was written, the advancement that we have now, and having that courage and that strength. Because you got to say it begins with whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven. And at the time Jesus walked, it was true for Jesus. Jesus' Father was in heaven. Jesus' Father was not on earth. And he did a will that brought great trials and tribulations. It still shapes and shape and shift the world to this very day. Something that happened, I don't even know the true amount of years ago. It's not quite 2000 if I do have it right. But it's in the 1900s. It's around the corner. It's probably like 1989 maybe. 1979, somewhere around there. Somewhere close. 60. Somewhere like that. 69 maybe. 1969. 59. 69 maybe. Particularly if we go by math. Okay? He began the era that we're walking right now. So, he's supposed to have been in his 30s. So it got to be somewhere in 1969. So, that sin was proven. But how would it appear for you? So it's like, for the clarifiers of the tarot cards that I have out, I have the Wheel of Fortune, the Four of Pentacles. It's a little glare. Wheel of Fortune and the Four of Pentacles. I have the Three of Cups, and I have the Death card. I like that fact, just to jump on death for a minute. I like the fact because it's a 13 this Easter. We got the 13, transformation. It is almost what I'm talking about now, having that courage to have that transformation. Not saying that the transformation is not happening in the new age. No. The transformation is obvious in a new age. The participation in the transformation is a different type of story. The application of the consciousness within the old and the new and the perceptional view is here. And that's like the Three of Cups in this card. How does those Three of Cups work? How does this new age and the old age really work? How does those changes? How big do I supposed to change? How much is the conformity supposed to be here? We already didn't change so much. Do I supposed to support a group? Do I be independent? What is it? Is it nothing? Is it preparing for the blending of it all? And we just create another name of the age? Is it the age that it's always been? Is it the age of renewal? Is it the age of reincarnation? What is the right word? What is the word to anticipate? What is the direction to go in? What is that will? Do that will interfere with thy destiny? Does that will dictate how long I live? Is those the answers that already come with enough common sense to say yes? I don't know. It's just something to think about for Easter. It's just something to examine. Because especially with this Wheel of Fortune, things is always going to appear new, different, the same. How many people run into some people that remind them of somebody? How many times have you got hurt and just don't recognize that the pain still feel the same? You just added more adjectives to describe your boundaries. The Wheel of Fortune. And so the final card we have is a repeat of the first one. And I felt like this was just so interesting. It's just worded different. Can I clear up some? There we go. Ask, and it shall be given you. And it shall be given you. Matthew 7:7. Ask, and it shall be given you. Not to you, but given you. You know, sometimes I can automatically put that to in and realize that that was my mistake. I should have left it as where it was. It said given you. So is it really talking about karma? I mean, just have the flip side, even, from the first version. Let's talk about the karma that was in the first part of it. And that was still the palace cracked. The palace cracked regardless of anything, and Jesus still left and came back regardless of anything. No matter how long it took his words, no matter how he spoke and how it happened might have contradicted itself into their perceptional view because they anticipated things to be done their way instead of the will, it still brought about the karma. And this is using karma in a good and bad way. Was it really bad that what happened to the palace? Some people might say. But was it really? I mean, if you look at the way we are now, what was bad to the point that it didn't have us repeat it all the way to now? What was so bad then that it stopped us from doing it again? So maybe it wasn't bad. Maybe it was good. Maybe the good part about it is it was motivation. It motivated people to search and find and still have the same doubt and the same lack of inquisition, but the equal amount of prosecution in the situation. You still have no more evidence than the evidence that has occurred over time, even when the evidence is before you. You have none because it's the rules that humans made for themselves. Evidence got to be proven. Even though it don't always work in a court of law, but of course that energy could live because it's not something that's really true. So it lives. It just have a sector where it lives in. So the card that came up was the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, the Three of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. I'm going to clarify this Wheel of Fortune. But the reason I feel the Wheel of Fortune came out in reverse is almost once again, no evidence. Nothing but speculation. So it's almost like even though time has changed and appearance is different, yet some of the results are still the same. And that's why the Three of Pentacles is there far as the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles showing the maturity, the evolution, the revolutions. But yet, the fact is, the fixation in it is still the same. the foundation of it is still the same. The foundation haven't changed. So what foundation really cracked? May I get a clarifier for the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, please? May I get a clarifier for the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, please? One, please. It's just like Easter. Easter changes. The days Easter is on changes. I think last year it was on April the 21st. Was it last year, April 21st? I was in 2019. Sometimes it's in March. But the foundation of Easter still is the same. So yeah, it's the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is the insanity. Even though insanity is more or less described doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Which, the point is, you are expecting a different result, but you can't see the different results. So really the insanity is in appearance, which is what crack is, appearance. It's just like a television. It cracks very quick. Appearance. Cell phones. A lot of things that holds appearance cracks. And they're your evidence. But yet, what group will actually use it for evidence? Because is it really answering the question that you're really seeking? Once again, that's where the Three of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles come in. Because the Queen of Pentacles help with creativity. It helps bring in the difference, the abnormities, the normities, the things that make us even say we in the new age. Queen of Pentacles does that. It has that magic within it. And when you associate the feminine side of it from the side of darkness, even though people don't realize light could be so bright, you still can't see no more than you can see in the darkness. But it's still a collective consciousness to the thoughts of what darkness and light actually represent. It's just like the creativity of the spectrum that go through our eyes so we can see the way we see. Queen of Pentacles help manifest that. Not by herself. That's why the Three of Pentacles is there. So, I'm going to go ahead and conclude now on this Easter sermon. I hope y'all have enjoyed it. But it seemed to me, sitting back and analyzing for what I could take of me translating the messages, it's a good message to say the earth is going to continue to go. The evolution and the revolutions is always here to remain. Be vigilant as much as you can be. Adapt to what is meant for you. Seek out help when the time is there. Take it when yourself fail yourself in your thoughts. Understand why those things happen. Take notes the best way you can. And enjoy the experience on this planet. There's always going to be a story to be told that caused some kind of sadness. But there's also a story that's going to be a rope when you need it. Might not be how you want it, but it'll be there. So I want to tell everybody Happy Easter. And I hope you enjoyed this message for what it's worth. Until the next time.